Hi, my name is Addie and I'm 24 years old. I'm from Berkeley, California, and I'm a journalism major student, still studying. I'm a writer, I'm an actor, moreover I'm a storyteller, and I just got back from my grandmother's funeral, and I'm not very sad. I'm more inspired, if anything. She was 100 years old. She lived to 100 years old, so that's major. Like, a whole fucking century. Can you imagine what life was like in 1918? And that in India too. It's incredible. She lived a very full, very long, very happy life, but I'm happy now that she's in peace. She had kind of like a rough 3 weeks before she passed away. So nevertheless, it got me thinking, and it got me itching to write something, and I wrote a blog post about 10 things to learn to live by at any age, and I kind of just wanted to go over them in video form. This is probably something that I'd watch later for myself, and if anyone is watching, hello, and I hope that this offers you something. Alright, so number one is to not wait for inspiration to find you, to go out and find it. And basically that means if you're feeling uninspired and that's your reason for not wanting to do something, you need to inspire yourself. You can't wait around for the world to work some magic and make it happen for you. You have to go out there and you have to inspire yourself. You have to motivate yourself. And people aren't motivated all the time. That's normal. That's totally normal, and it's totally okay. No one expects you to be. Well, I take that back. Actually, society does expect you to constantly be motivated and constantly be inspired and constantly be doing something, but that's just not human nature, you know? For the most part, there's dull moments. There's moments where we aren't feeling our best selves, and finding inspiration is quite easy. I mean, you just have to want to do it. So if you are feeling uninspired, I suggest just going outside, walking, going for a walk, just being out in nature, being surrounded by the trees, the sunshine, the flowers, just all of that. Like that in itself is inspiring, at least to me. Listen to music, go for a drive, draw, write, listen. I already said listen to music. Do whatever inspires you. Smoke some weed, you know, that inspires me. Drink some wine. Whatever you got to do to like let go of your inhibitions and get in touch with yourself and start remembering the times that you were inspired, and you know, start thinking of that again. So don't wait for inspiration to find you, find it. Another one is to understand that just because things aren't working out for you right now doesn't mean that's how it will always be. And this is something that I'm actually going through right now. I quit my job about 3 months ago, and I did not anticipate not having a job for this long. I anticipated that I'm going to find something really fast and I'm going to be doing what I want to be doing. So the job that I was working before was something that it wasn't something that I wanted at all. It was something that was very menial almost. It just felt like I wasn't adding anything to the world. I wasn't being challenged. I wasn't learning anything new. I wasn't being, like, I feel like my potential was being wasted. So I quit, and I was very confident, like, I'm gonna find something that's gonna be awesome, like this is not gonna be an issue at all, but it actually is kind of hard. But I'm also very picky, so oops. I'm very picky, so for me, I'm not gonna settle for less, ever. I know what I have to offer, I know what I deserve, and I've spent a lot of time not having that, so I want nothing more than to have that. So I'm gonna do everything in my power to make that happen and not just settle for something in the meantime. And even if it's something that seems all right and you get the hang of it, but then, you know, the same cycle happens, at least for me. I will get a job and it'll be fun and exciting at first because you're getting to know everything, it's all new, but then once you get into the hang of it and you're not really doing what you're passionate about, what you love to do, for me, a lot of it is feeling like I'm adding something to this world. Like, I want to leave the world better than I found it. So for me, that's a big thing. I need that in my job. I need to be creative. I need to have that freedom to just do what I can, you know, and not follow traditional norms. So back to understanding that things aren't working out. If they're, just because things aren't working out for you right now doesn't mean that that is how it will always be. And this is still, I'm still going through this, so it's a reminder that I tell myself a lot, and I know it's true. I mean, the thing is that change is constant, and that is the one thing that we can always count on. That's something that will always happen whether we want it to or not. And it's all about just adapting to change. It's all about realizing that things aren't always going to be this way, whether they're good, whether they're bad. If it's good, you know, you're never going to have this exact amazing moment again. So it's like you have to truly relish in it, truly enjoy it, truly like feel what it is that you're feeling, and let yourself enjoy it. Let yourself just be a part of it. And you have to understand, because you're never going to have that again. And same thing goes with if it's something bad. If you're going through a tough time, that's not going to be forever either. This too shall pass, and you won't, no one feels the same way all the time. You know, we constantly are going through different emotions, different feelings. I mean, what I'm feeling today is not what I felt a week ago or even a couple of hours ago. So it's like, we're constantly changing. The world is constantly changing. We just have to learn to adapt to our current surroundings. The third one is to define your own self-worth. And this is something that I can confidently say gets better with time and with age, because, you know, at first you don't really know what your self-worth is, and maybe you do, but maybe you don't necessarily have the credentials or the experience to back it up, but it's something that you know, this is what I'm worth. But it's something that is very much a part of you, and it's something that you should hold on to very tightly, because you shouldn't settle for less. If you know what you're worth, you should only ever, I want to get it right, I'm going to read the exact thing that I wrote. Your self-worth evolves as you do. Never settle for less than what you deserve. You set the bar, and everything or everyone should either match it or exceed it, but you set that bar. So I went through something similar a couple of weeks ago, and it was, I do a lot of freelance work, so with photography and with filmmaking and stuff like that. So I'll do a lot of like production work, and there was a job that I was offered, and it wasn't necessarily something, it was a lot of work that was required out of me, but it wasn't something that I was really getting anything out of financially. And I negotiated what, I mean, just because I'm jobless right now and I'm a student, I should take any job, right? I should just say yes to everything. But I said no, because, well, after I negotiated and they didn't want to give me what and it's fine, I don't expect exactly that. I always go a little bit higher than what I actually expect, to have that wiggle room, to have that room for negotiation, but they didn't want to meet me anywhere close to that, and I wasn't going to go out of my way above and beyond and do all this work. And because I'm an all or nothing type of person, I put my all into everything or something, whatever, I put my all into it or nothing. I'm not like a half-ass person. I can't half-ass anything. So I had to say no. I turned it down because I know my self-worth. I know that like my value is what it is, and it needs to be met or it needs to be exceeded, and nothing below that. Nothing. I'm not going backwards in life. I don't want to go backwards, only forward. So another one is to not assume. Do not assume. That's something that's very hard to do. Believe me, I know. It is very hard to not assume things, because you want to assume the best of a situation, you want to assume the worst of a situation. But the thing is, we don't know. We have no clue what the actual outcome of a situation is until it's presented in front of us. So why do we waste our time assuming? Why do we waste our time driving ourselves crazy, putting all these thoughts into our head? And oftentimes we're disappointed because that's not what we expected. And expectations always lead to disappointments. They do, more often than not. So don't assume. I mean, don't get too excited about something. Don't feel bad about something unless it's happening right in front of you. You'll save yourself so much trouble. There's been so many times where, you know, I've expected the worst out of a situation, but then it ends up being nothing like that. Nothing. And I just went through all this time like overanalyzing and thinking and like, fuck, oh my god, this is what it is. Like, this is so dramatic. But then it's not. It rarely is. Sometimes it is, but rarely. Okay, this one is probably my favorite. Well, these are all my favorites, but this is probably something that I have had to learn at a very young age, and it's something that I've very much stuck with. So allow yourself permission to fail. I'm gonna say that again because you really need to grasp that. Allow yourself permission to fail. Why? Because failure means trying. Without failing, you're not trying. You're stagnant. You're comfortable. You're staying in the same position that you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 month ago, whatever. All of us, humans, need to evolve, need to grow, need to learn, need to do things. And the only way that we can become better is if we fail sometimes, you know? We're not gonna nail everything. We're not gonna get everything right the first go. You have to fail. That's just life. And what I wrote is try, fail, learn, laugh, definitely laugh, grow, try again, and succeed. So basically, try it out. If you fail, you fail. Learn from that failure. Laugh at that failure because life is too fucking short. In my grandma's case, it was pretty long, but you never know. Laugh. Please laugh. We need to laugh more. We don't laugh enough. Grow from that experience, from that failure, from that lesson. Grow from it. Try again. You have to try again. Just because you didn't get it right the first time, okay, so try again and again and again and again, and then succeed. So I really truly believe that. And a lot of my friends actually, like, me too. I get scared of trying. I used to at least get scared of doing anything new because I was afraid of failing, and I was afraid that, like, me failing means that I'm not good enough, or that me failing means that I don't deserve it, or I don't have what it takes, you know? But that's not true. It's just not true. Failing is life, and you're not living if you're not failing every now and then. You know, for me, like, now I put myself in really uncomfortable situations on purpose because I truly want to know what it feels like to be completely like a fish out of water and be in a situation that I'm not comfortable in, be in a situation that I've never been in, put myself in that situation and just adapt. Like, learn to adapt, learn to embrace it, and hopefully conquer it, own it. I mean, when I go on auditions, it's constant rejection, constant. Like, I don't even feel rejection at all. I've been acting since I was like 13 years old. So going on auditions has been like ingrained into me at a very young age, and rejection has been too. So it's always been something that I never really, I'm not scared of it, you know? I'm not scared to be rejected because all that, it's not personal. Sometimes it's personal, but most of the time it's not personal, and it's just, you're just not right for it, you know? It's just not meant for you, which is fine. It's totally fine. It's totally okay. But don't let the fear of failure stop you from trying, stop you from doing whatever it is that you want to do and accomplishing that, kicking ass at that. Please don't. Be all-encompassing and all-inclusive. And what I mean by that is, be like, we're not on this world alone. Like, yes, we are alone, but we're not here alone. We're sharing the space with billions of other people. We should love each other. We should be kind to each other. We should help each other. We shouldn't be so cruel. We shouldn't be so harsh. We shouldn't be so selfish. You know, a lot of times we forget, like, we're going through something and then we forget that someone else is going through something too. Everyone is going through something. Everyone has their own story. Everyone has something unique to offer the world. That's why they exist. That's why we all exist. And we have to treat each other as though I mean, it's just like being in high school, there's cliques, obviously, there's bullies, and that carries on, you know, sometimes that carries on. Bullies carry on, and especially in the digital era, people can so easily hide behind a computer screen or their phone, and no one knows who you are. No one knows who they are. And, you know, say whatever they want to say and be hurtful and be mean, and that obviously exists in person too. People can be mean to you in front of your face, and it's just, why? Like, why? I mean, I don't expect everyone to like each other. I don't like everyone. I'm very selective with who I like. But at the same time, you should take everyone in as your own, you know? At least give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Be someone that, this is how I always think of it. So, random, but when I'm driving and I'm on the freeway and there's traffic and someone wants to come into my lane, and people like 5 cars ahead of me did not let that person get into their lane, I stop. I specifically want this person to get into my lane because I'd rather you be in front of me than be behind someone else or be in front of someone else. Like, I know that I'm being cautious and I'm being aware, and I don't know, in my mind, you're in a safe space if you're right in front of me. So it's just like, just take care of each other. Just be kind to each other. Just be a decent fucking human being. That's it, really. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. And if you want to be treated shitty, then treat people the way that you'd want your mom or your dad or someone you truly love to be treated. All right, so we're moving on along. Tea break though. I'm having Earl Grey, and I love Earl Grey tea. It's raining right now, and this is definitely ramen weather, and it's definitely tea weather. So the next one is to have your own opinions, but be open to new ones. And all we know is that we know nothing, and we don't know anything. We're students of the world, of life, of everything. We need to have our own opinions. You know, we need to have our own set of beliefs, our own morals, our own ethics, and our own set of opinions. But at the same time, we should be open to those opinions being shifted, or those opinions, you know, being questioned or even changed, because we change, the world changes, things change. So we should also allow ourselves to go with that flow. And it's important to have your own opinion. So it's important to have your own set of beliefs, like I said, but it's also important to keep an open mind. No matter what, always keep an open mind. Yeah, that's what I gotta say about that. The next one, respect people's time. And this is a big one. Like, this is something, like, punctuality is so important. And it's not just in the workplace. It's not just, you know, if you're meeting a friend or whatever. It applies to everything, I think. Respect people's time. Time is something that we don't have a lot of. It's something that is fleeting. It's something that we can never get back. So it's valuable. It's very valuable. And you should respect your own as well as other people's. So just, for me, these are all things, by the way, that I've started, like, I've always known and I've always practiced to an extent, but there are things that, like, now I'm very much ingrained in my brain. It's very much something that I live by. Like, I truly live by these things, because to me they make me a better version of myself, a better version of what I used to be or who I used to be. And not that I was super shitty before either, but still better. This makes it better. So time is something we will never get back, like I said, and we should just respect each other's times and show up on time. And by showing up on time, I mean showing up like 5 to 10 minutes early. because showing up on time at the time that you were supposed to meet is late. You're late. Should have been there 5 to 10 minutes before. So I understand things happen, traffic, the train, whatever, you know, things happen and it's fine. And at that point, communicate it, but then also give yourself enough time to leave and put all those things into account and still get there at least 5 minutes before. Be a fully functional, independent human being. This one is something that I learned at a very young age, not to depend on people. Not to depend on people to make me happy, to give me what I want, to essentially provide for me. And you know, it's different obviously, like when you live at home or if you have your parents or your family, whatever, like they're gonna provide for you in the way that they can, in the way that they want to, and that's fine. But I got my first job when I was 15 and a half years old. Like literally as soon as I could work, I worked. I got a work permit at 15 and a half and I started working, and from then I've just been very independent. This is the first time actually that I have not worked. Like these past 3 months that I quit my job and I'm just focusing on college and applying to other places and like really figuring out what it is that I want to do. This is the longest I've been unemployed, since I was 15 and a half. So at that age, I was already very independent. I had a very independent mindset. So having a job only executed that for me physically. So I was able to, like, I paid for everything myself. I had a savings account. I would try and help out around the house as much as I could. And I never asked my parents for money. I never wanted them to help me anymore. I wanted to be able to provide any single thing that it is that I want, that I need. I wanted to be able to do that for myself. I didn't want to ever depend on anyone else to give me that. So it's something that I think is very important. I think a lot of us put our happiness into other people's hands and we let them do what they want with it. We let them control it. We let them decide when they want to give it to us, when they don't. So being a fully functional, independent human being means providing that for yourself, being happy on your own, knowing, realizing the things that you want and need in your life and that fulfill you the most, and being able to do that for yourself, not needing anyone else to do that for you. I think it's so important, so important. Like the only way that we can have healthy relationships with other people is if we have a healthy one with ourselves, is if we are like so in love with ourselves, not in a narcissistic way, but so in love with ourselves that we would never do anything or let anything or anyone hurt us or harm us. But also, I mean, keep in mind, shit happens. We all get hurt. Things happen. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just take what you can from it, learn, and then carry on. That's all you can do. But know that I feel like if you've already been able to provide all that stuff for yourself, you'll be able to bounce back a lot faster, you know, because you'll understand like, okay, this situation, this person, this whatever wasn't meant for me, and I know what is meant for me, and I'm going to give that to myself. And when you reach a point in your life where you are happy being alone and happy with yourself and who you are and all of that, it makes it a lot easier to be with other people, to be with a person, to be in a relationship, to have healthy friendships, to have healthy relationships with your family, your parents, friends, whatever, like your partner. It's just, you have to mentally be able to be there for yourself and give yourself what you need and not expect anyone else to give that to you. Make sense? And with that, protect yourself and be mindful of who you share yourself with. Be mindful of who you spend your time with, your energy, your laughs, your cries, whatever, all of that. Be mindful and be aware, and be aware of how people make you feel. You know, it might not necessarily be like, oh, this person said this to me, or this person said that, which means that, you know, they either love me or they hate me, whatever. Like, go off of how a person makes you feel. Like, what do you feel, truly feel after being around this person, or having a talk with this person? Like, how do you feel? Do you feel good? If you feel great, if you feel like inspired, and if you feel like, holy shit, I want more of that, then fuck yeah, be around that person. But if you leave it feeling like worse, or you feel like drained, your energy is drained, you feel kind of shitty, fuck that person. You don't need them. Be so mindful of who you spend your time with. Last one is avoid burning bridges and learn to own up to your shit. This is also a big one. They're all big ones, right? But owning up to your shit is fucking so important, man. Like, we all fucking make mistakes. It's okay. It's all right. It's more than all right. It's great. We're making mistakes. We're learning. We're living. Whatever. But owning up to that mistake transparently, honestly, empathetically means so much more. Fuck, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Like, can we move past this? Is there any way we can move past this? Because I do that all the time. When I fuck up, I own it because it's my fault. Can't, like, don't let your ego get in the way of your reputation or your relationships with people, you know? Just be transparent, be honest, own up to your shit, and avoid burning bridges, because it is a very small world and the universe has a very funny way of bringing you face to face what you want to avoid most. It always happens. It never fails. And I think it's kind of cool that that happens, because, you know, it kind of gives you a chance to make things right. And, you know, there's been like relationships that I've had in the past with friends, people, whatever, where it didn't necessarily end so great, and I would love a do-over. And the thing though about me is that whenever something has happened bad, I always reach out to the person eventually. Like, I've definitely reached out to people when something has happened, and but I wasn't in a place where I was able to like forgive or you know, own up to my shit. So sometimes, you know, there's both parties are wrong, and that happens, and sometimes all you need is time. And for me, at least, I do my part and I reach out and I say my piece, and whether or not I get a response back doesn't really matter to me. I'm past it, I'm over it, and all I can do is be better. Basically, I think that follow your instincts in life, follow what feels right to your gut. Listen to your gut. Your gut is always right. Like, it knows what's up all the time. I don't think my gut has ever done me wrong. Listen to your instincts, follow your instincts, believe in yourself, truly believe in yourself. If you're going through a tough time, it's okay. It is okay. And we all go through it. I'm going through it. A lot of people are going through it. And you just have to remember that life is a wave and we're just riding it out, and sometimes the odds are in our favor and sometimes they're not, and that's okay, because it won't always be what it is right now. And same goes for if you're kicking ass in life right now. I'm happy for you, I'm so happy for you, and I'm so proud of you. But I want you to embrace where you're at, and I want you to take it all in and enjoy it, really enjoy it, because again, like, you won't have this exact experience ever again in your life. So just enjoy your life, and whenever you're going through a tough time, do those things that make you feel good. Like, make a list of things that you know, no matter what, without a doubt, always make you feel good, and do it, you know? Like, and it's okay to be sad, it's okay to feel depressed and to be depressed, you know? It is okay. And allow yourself to feel that, you know? Allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you're feeling, but remember to also push yourself and motivate yourself and take actions to get to a happier place and get to a better place. And always talk to someone. I can't tell you how many times I have all this like pent up feelings and all these like pent up thoughts and shit going on, and I won't talk to anyone about it. But then the second that I talk to someone, I feel like a huge weight is just gone. Like just talking about it sometimes helps so much with getting over it, getting through it, moving past it. So please talk to someone and just be good to yourself and be good to other people. And that's all we can really do, right? I want to add one other thing. If you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, or you just want someone else to talk to, feel free to email me. I will always respond. Feel free to, I don't know, find me somewhere, somehow, and talk to me about it, because I will listen and I will try to help you in whatever way I can if you need that. Give you my opinions if you need that. But if you just want someone to talk to and just hear you out, I will do that. I'll listen to you. And just feel free to hit me up. I look forward to hearing from you.